Greetings from Chicagoland. You're listening to Munira's Musings, where your host Munira will showcase new guests each week to share exciting details about the journey to their niches. As we like to say, the riches are in the niches. And on this show, we'll share ideas on how to break through our invisible boundaries so we can start taking steps towards our dreams and create the life that we most desire. If you're passionate about impacting lives, then this podcast will give you some great ideas and equip you with the tools to quickly grow your business. Okay, let's get started with today's show. Here's your host, Munira.
This is Munira coming to you live with another guest. This is our guest who's been here before. Rita is the funnel godmother. And why does she call herself that? And why do you need a funnel? Have you ever heard of funnels and your mind has completely decided to check out and say, I don't know what that is, but everybody else is talking about it. But if you are in business, then you need to have a funnel. So let's talk about funnels today. But let me tell you what Munira's Musings is all about. Munira's Musings is a program that is shared with entrepreneurs and coaches and everybody who is in business, because we are trying to share this message to tell you what is needed in your business. And if you are not in business, then you ought to be, because you've been thinking about it for a while and you haven't done anything about it. So if you are still standing on the sidelines, we urge you to jump into the deep sea with us and we'll take care of you. There are entrepreneurs who know a little bit about everything or are an expert in something. Our expert today is the funnel godmother, Rita Thomas. Rita, welcome to Munira's Musings. How are you doing today?
I am thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I am really doing great, and I get excited anytime I get to talk about funnels. So thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, Rita, tell us a little bit about yourself first, and then we can deep dive into funnels.
Okay, great. So I've been a professional photographer for 15 years. And my background also includes human resources work in corporate America, and I was in the Air Force as well. And I was a Czechoslovak translator in the Air Force. So zooming
for your service.
Yes, good. Yeah. So zooming forward to today, I do still do marketing and branding photography for my clients. And I have switched my focus to be on the funnels and the software that pulls all the pieces together that you need into your CRM, which is your client relationship management system. So that's where you keep your list of people, and then that's how you communicate with them, and all the magic happens. And so, of course, we use pictures in landing pages and emails and on the website, and so it all fits together hand in glove.
So you've done a lot of things. How did you jump into funnels?
You know what? I was kind of thrown into funnels.
Thrown into funnels? Now you have a cartoon's picture, funnel, and you are thrown in and spiraling down. So
yeah. So I was thrown into the management of funnels, of my own funnel, and then so I've been a photographer all this time. For 12 years, I was a professional photographer and I had a full-time job. Part of that time, I also had another part-time job. And it was all in an effort to figure out a way to make enough money outside my day job that I could then quit my day job and be able to be an entrepreneur and support myself with my talents and my skills and have the freedom that most people are looking for when they want to own their own business, right? Call all the shots. I decide when I take a day off. In fact, I just got back from an 8-day trip, and I'm got a few more planned throughout the year because I can travel and work. And so I decide when and where I work and when I get a day off, and I don't have to ask and beg and explain to someone why this day off is so important to me, that then they have the ability to say, no, you can't have that day off, right? So that was what really drove me. However, I had a great photography gig going, you might call it. I won't call it a business, and you'll see why. Because I did not have any systems. I didn't have a CRM. I didn't have a place to put my email list or a way to communicate with everyone effectively. And I didn't have an invoice system. I was making invoices on Excel and printing them up and mailing to people. And I was taking credit cards with Square, though, so I at least had that. I didn't even have separate bank accounts. Don't tell anyone. Right.
Okay.
So I didn't have a real business running, even though I'm an excellent photographer and I have top-notch skills and equipment, and I was being recommended. So I had the front of running a business all set up, but not the back at all. So I set out to find all those different systems that I needed, and I found them all in one place. The system I use is called Keep, K-E-A-P, and it means keep everything all in one place. And it just takes all the calendar and the email and the contact list and the invoicing. It's just all in one place. And I can run my whole business on one dashboard. And because I found that and I got to be really good at using it myself, the company said, well, you can become a certified partner and you can help other businesses do exactly what you did. And I saw the impact. It quadrupled. Having that system and using it, that's a key factor, using it, helped me in the very first event that I put on for photography. I quadrupled my profit, not just my revenue, my profit in one event. And as soon as I saw that, I said, I've got to tell the world how great it is to have a system like this to run your business. And here's the thing. It kept my business running, and I was making money and making appointments with people and getting new leads while I was at work at my day job. My business was still running. That's how I was finally able to quit my day job.
So the first tip I'm hearing is have a CRM system that works for you while it does its thing. And automation is what I'm hearing. Is that true?
Automation. Yes.
Right.
So, yeah.
Having a lucrative CRM. Now, there's a lot out there. So how does one person choose a CRM?
I will tell you, that can be a really tough question. And, you can do so much homework that it can start to feel like another full-time job, right? Just finding the right system to use. Some tips that I look for, and I tell people to look for, make sure, and this may sound odd to you until you've experienced it, but make sure your support is what you want. So when I buy software from a company, I want my support to come from the company itself, like from the headquarters, from real live breathing people. And I want them to understand me completely. When I call on the phone and I start to explain a problem, sometimes with some companies, you might have a language barrier where the person can't really understand what you're saying, and so they can't really help you very well. So before you actually lay money on the table, find out about the support. Another situation I found is when you buy some software, you're buying it from, John Smith, and you're buying it from the company, but your support is coming directly from the person you bought it from. That's an agency model. This person is an agency for that software. And so when you need help with the software, you only get help from this person. And that's very scary because this person might not know any more than you do about how to use the software, but they've said, I want to sell it. And that's their business model, is to be an agency to sell that software. So just check out where your support is coming from. Make sure you have competent people who can support you 24 hours a day and who can converse with you on the level that you need. So that might not have been what you thought I would say, but support is huge when you're trying to use software that you're not familiar with. Aside from that, you want it to have the ability to segment your list. So, identify people based on different things that you know about them, where you met them, any of your products that they might be interested in. If they have cats, dogs, if they're a veteran, or if they fit a different networking group like BNI, like any kind of piece of information that's going to be valuable to you in the future. Well, you'll just want to pull out these particular people and send them a message or do something with them. Then you want a list that's going to be able to, I call it tagging. We put tags on people just like that to identify if things they did or didn't do through a process. Like if they did buy my webinar, if they bought the webinar but they didn't attend the webinar, those kind of things. It can be really valuable to you when you're communicating with them in the future again. So
Okay.
tagging
So
is really important.
So have a good CRM, make sure that the support is good, and then we talk about the tagging the people.
Tagging, yeah.
So
And
now,
some people, you'll call it list segmentation. You'll see that as a phrase. That's what I'm talking about.
okay. So now you had all these people that had been your customers for the 15 years, and you put them all in the CRM. That those were customers that you had maybe their phone number, address, or whatever, and then you put them in the CRM. Now you talk about funnels. How is this list when you create it? How does this funnel thing work?
Okay, great question. So let's talk about my photography clients, my past photography clients. So I would immediately tag them as photography client, but I would tag them even further as headshots or family portraits or marketing, product photography. So I would tag them even further so I can reach out to them at the exact day, the exact way, and about the subject that they want. So a funnel for that, for a photographer, might look like, it'll start with a lead magnet. A lead magnet is a great way to start any funnel for any business. And it's usually one or two pages, and it has a complete solution to one of their problems or issues or challenges. And it's easy to consume, so it's very quick. It should be like a 5-minute read, maybe 10-minute read, right? And it's free. Okay. So it's a lead magnet, and it solves their problem. It's easy to read, quick to consume, and it's free. And so for photography, for business people, I had a lead magnet that's how dress for success for your headshot, right? 15 things that you want to consider, something like that. And then it's one piece of paper, and it's these 15 things. You can make it artistic and colorful and really attractive for them to see and read. But it's a complete solution to that one single challenge that they have. So if someone's thinking, I probably need a new headshot, and they see that come across their feed, or they see that offered by you somewhere, they'll say, oh, I want that. I want to know exactly what I should be considering before my headshots. So they click it, and then they give me their name and email. So I get their contact information, they get the list, and then I can stay in touch with them. So what do I know about this person? That they could be a photography client. They're a lead in my photography line. They are looking at headshots. So they're a professional person, most likely, or they own a business or something in that vein. So then I can tailor my marketing emails to them when I stay in touch and I want to stay top of mind, to talk about their professional image and talk more about the what I had in my free lead magnet. So a lot of people say, well, I don't know what to do after they get the free lead magnet. Then what do I do? I don't know what to do next. Well, here's a really great idea. If you have in your lead magnet 3 or 5 or 7, or like I said, 15 things in the lead magnet, write a short email, 4 or 5 sentences is enough, about each one of those 15 things or 5 things or whatever you had in your lead magnet. Write an email about each one, and now you have an email series to follow up on and expand on what you already know that they want from you.
Right. So what you're saying is add the people to the CRM, tag them, and then figure out what they want, solve their problem, give them what they want in a maybe a PDF or an ebook or something, and then they get what they want and you get what they want. And then after that, you nurture them. So this is called nurturing, right?
That is right. So the lead magnet is the top of the funnel. So, a funnel is shaped like this. So lots of people come in the top. Lots of people are going to want that lead magnet. And then fewer people will buy your low-cost offer. Let's say I do a video with hair and makeup tips, right? And I charge $9 for it, right? So, of course, I'm already eliminating all the men, I could do hair tips for men also. So of those, let's say 100 people that enter the funnel at the top, take the free offer, maybe only 50 of them will want the video. So they'll pay $9 for my video. So now the funnel is getting narrower. Fewer people are participating in it at a higher level of interest. Okay. So everyone that took that video and bought that, now I'm going to offer them something higher. In fact, I probably would offer them an appointment at that point. So then I would offer them to click here to make your appointment, maybe save 50% or 20 or 30% off your headshot appointment. Click right here and let's get you on the books. That's a very short funnel, but it can be very effective and doesn't have to be really long. You could put another step in there, let them buy something for $40 or $50 and then offer them the appointment, because an appointment, the final piece of that funnel is going to be $300 to $500 probably. So you don't want to go from free to $300. You want to let them learn more about you, buy another thing, and then go for the big item, which will probably require them to have an appointment with you. So that's how you get new leads in your database, new appointments on your calendar, and new sales in your bank account. And this all runs while you are sleeping, playing, having fun, walking, exercising, whatever you're doing in your life, focused on other areas of your business. This is happening for you constantly in the background. So this is a funnel and it runs all by itself and it never stops. And it serves people. It finds your people. It brings them into your list and it offers them things to buy. And it's doing it all without you lifting a finger after you build it.
How much time does it take for you to set all of this up? Because this seems like, and I'm just being a devil's advocate. 15 things that you're going to give them. And then even though you've given them that, the first question is, why do you then nurture them with an email about the first thing that you've written on the list? Why do you do that? Number one.
That is such a great question. A lot of people wonder that. So first of all, even though they said, I want your free thing, they either don't download it or they download it and they don't read it because they get busy. As soon as they click, then something catches their eye or something happens and their life bombards them. So they don't download it or they don't read it. Even if they did download it and read it, then you're reminding them, hey, remember you wanted this information and look, there's more value, more value, more value. So you're becoming trusted and known by them. And that's when people become ready to buy.
I see. Mm-hmm. So if you were to write this email series and everything, and of course, automation is big with CRMs, do you think a day would be enough to write all of these 5?
Oh, well, that is a very good question, too. You are full of great questions. Your audience is going to love all this. So a day, you could. And now we have a real secret weapon, ChatGPT. So you can go to ChatGPT. There's a stern warning here, so it's coming. But you can go to ChatGPT and say, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is my ideal client. And this is what they suffer from, or this is their pain, and this is my solution. Write me 15 emails. or first, give me idea for a lead magnet that solves this problem. And I want it to have 15 points. So it'll give you the words, not the picture, but the words. And then you can tell it, okay, take that lead magnet, those 15 points, and write me an email for each point. And an email has to have no more than 5 sentences. And you want to write it in a 7th grade level and make it fun and exciting, and put a call to action to book an appointment with me or something like that. You tell ChatGPT what you want, and in a nanosecond, boom, it's all written. So you have to copy it out of there. But here's the warning, the stern warning. Take those ideas that ChatGPT gives you. It does not give you the final product. You need to make it your own, tweak it, put it in your own wording. And so then people are getting good already at identifying things that were AI generated. And you don't want to be someone who sends out something that's AI generated, but you can be someone who can get ideas, get help, get inspiration on what to say. So then you'll have the 15 emails, you tweak them up, and you've got it all done. So one day I would say yes. Now you need also a landing page. So when they say, oh, I want that thing, and they click, then on your landing page is where there's a form, and whatever they put in the form is there's going to be their name, email, hopefully phone number. That's what's going to come into your CRM. So there's a few moving parts, but yes, one day you could get all of it set up, especially if you have someone like me to help you. So if it's the same day you bought your software and you don't know how to use it, then I would say no. I don't think you would be able to get it all done in one day, because you also have to learn how to use the software, right? Right. And I'm not trying to oversimplify it and make it sound simpler than it is. I am saying it's definitely possible. For someone who already has a CRM and they're pretty comfortable with it, they could build a lead magnet and a follow-on series of emails in a day if they use ChatGPT, and then make it their own.
Right. Okay. So we talked about funnels, and funnels are important. What other tips are there for the audiences? And we've talked about CRMs are so important right now in our business. What other uses are there for CRMs?
Okay, so the heart of your CRM is your email list. It's your list of people. And every other piece of the software feeds into or relies on that list. So for example, I have a contact who has registered for and attended webinars with me. She's bought my products and let's say my last Black Friday special, she bought that. So she is in a couple of different networking groups with me. So all of those tags are on her file. And anytime let's say I have a live local event here, and I want to invite all the people who physically live near me so they can come to it. So I've already got them tagged as local networking people. That way, I'm not going to invite everybody. Like Munira, you live in Chicago. I would not invite you to this event, right? You would not appreciate me inviting you to that event. It would just be junk in your email, and it would annoy you, right? So keeping track of things that people bought from you, it'll send receipts for you. As soon as somebody buys something, it sends a receipt. Keeps track of what people do and don't do in relation to things that you offer. So then you'll know how to communicate and offer value to them in the future. Ours has a phone number, a business phone number that is part of the software. So up until I bought this software, guess what? I was using my personal cell phone number to run my business with. So every time the phone rang, I never knew if it was a business call or a personal call. And now I use only one phone device, which is great, but all my business phone calls are clearly identified before I answer it. I know it's a business call. And the great part about that is you can first get your head in the game. You can walk away from a noisy situation, right? Or excuse yourself that you have to take a call, but get away from a noisy room or something, get to a quiet place, get your head in your business before you answer the phone and talk to that person. So having a separate business phone line really gives you a lot of credibility as well to say, this is my business phone line. You answer it as your business and you do your voicemail answering thing as your business, right? So people feel safer to trust you because you're legitimate when you have a business phone. And so that's another thing that's included in the software. A pipeline is another piece that's in this software. And a pipeline, instead of delivering things to people, a pipeline measures milestones through a journey, right? So for me, if I get a lead and then they actually take my next free thing that I offer, let's say a webinar, they've moved to the next level, and then I try to book an appointment with them. Oh, once they book an appointment with me, that's great. They move to the next step in the pipeline. So they're moving towards becoming a customer, right? They're going from a lead to a customer in this pipeline. And as they move forward, then it measures how many people I have in each stage. And I can look at my pipeline and see. Another great thing about having a pipeline is you can see how many days someone stays in that level. So you can analyze it and say, people seem to be getting stuck here. Once we get them to move on, then they move quickly, but they seem to get stuck right here in our process. So maybe we can do something to improve our process. So this is a way that your pipeline can show you how your process is effective or has maybe an ineffective spot where you need to do some work.
Okay,
So
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this has been a very interesting conversation. We've talked about funnels and CRMs in other places before, but we've never spoken it to this level. What are the last few things that I need to talk to you about? Because time is of an essence. We could talk about this all day, I know, but time is of an essence. One last takeaway for anybody who is on the fence about a CRM or funnels.
Well, so I have a gift for all of your listeners today, and it'll work even if you're watching the replay. It's a 2-page free download, and this is my lead magnet, and it is a funnel success checklist. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, especially the part about it runs by itself and makes you money while you sleep, if you say, "Oh, I think I want a funnel, I want to know more about it," this is a checklist of everything that you want to consider and maybe gather together before you decide you're going to build one or you're going to hire someone to build you one. And so that is my free gift. And I think I can put the link in the chat. Will that work?
We can do it in Facebook.
We can do it. And I can say it here for you. It's https://tinyurl.com/get funnel checklist. All the letters are lowercase.
Got it. So tinyurl.com/get funnel checklist. That's your amazing lead magnet.
Yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a very interesting conversation. We've always talked about niches and business, but let's move into how are you going to nurture your business? This is one way to do it. And everything in one place seems like the ideal way, because sometimes I've done this before. You have all your emails on your email, all your email and contacts on your email, and then you're looking for the person. Who was that person that I met on this particular day, and why can't I remember their name?
Yes.
But if you put them in the CRM and you've tagged them, then you can say, say you went to a networking event on this day. So you can even put it by the date and say networking, and then you can find them and say, I found that person.
Perfect.
So that's a good way to do this. Now, there's a lot of ways to build your CRM, and there are sophisticated ways, and it can get very, very technical. But those of you who are starting and you want to know more, go ahead and reach out to Rita. How do they find you, Rita?
Okay, so my website is Rita Thomas Enterprises with an info@ritaThomasenterprises.com. And my email is info@RitaThomasEnterprises.com. And my phone number is 865-326-3656. And I'll put all that in the chat for you too.
And you tell them that they met you here, right?
Yes, for sure. See, that's it. And see, then there's a whole thing about tracking your leads. Where did they come from? So then you know the efforts that you're doing to market on social or paid ads or podcast guesting or your YouTube channel. You can measure where all those leads are coming from and then know that which efforts you are doing are the most effective.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, these links are going to be in there for you. And if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to Rita. Take care of your CRM, nurture your people. And if you haven't already, start building your email list. There are so many ways to do that. If you need any help, go ahead and reach out to either Rita or to myself, and I will help you start building your email list. And this is one way to do it. Thank you, everybody. It was awesome. But thank you so much. And everybody have a wonderful week. Until next week, when we have another guest, we'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Munira's Musings. We hope that you found today's conversation inspiring and useful so that you can continue making progress towards mastering your own niche. Please tune in next week for another episode, and in the meantime, you can follow us on social media at Munira's Musings on Facebook and leave us a review wherever you're listening to podcasts. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.